So today we're gonna speak about the football protest, the national anthem, League of Allegiance, League of Superheroes. I don't know, one of those. The protest this weekend, and if you heard about it, Kaepernick and Stevie Wonder taking knees, against the footballs, and people were like, "What?" Some people are like, "Yay, kudos to you," and some people were like, "No, I can't believe you did it." And so we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about CTE. We're going to talk about high school football. We're going to talk about the culture of football. We're going to talk about all of it. So we're going to start with numbers. First and foremost, we have 90% of football players getting CTE. Now, what is CTE? CTE is cranial, terrible, in electrifying, horrible thing. So what it does, look it up on the internet. You know I'm wrong. But CT, basically what it does is when you hurt the brain, the front of the brain, so many times, and then the front of the brain gets hurt, and then all of a sudden you're like, I want to kill somebody. I think she's cheating on me. I want to kill her and then get on a white Bronco. You know what I mean? And then you look at people like, oh, I know what'll be a good idea. Have dogs fighting. Yay. I know it'll be a good idea to kill a bunch of people. Because the frontal part of the brain controls what is right or wrong. So it's like some people, they just totally throws them off. So that is what's happening on the adult. The adults football NFL, right? Or FLL, or whatever it's called. ADM? I don't know. The point is, that's what is happening. 90% of the football players. Now the protest has to do with police brutality, of black people being treated differently and being attacked by the police and being murdered by the police. So that is why people are taking a knee to address the situation. But the irony is that 70% of players happen to be black. Football players happen to be black. Now, I think to myself, to what degree, CTE is brain damage. It's irreparable brain damage. You can't fix it. You break your brain, that's it. You're going to be dumb for the rest of your life. How much is that worth for football players? How much is that worth? And I think about slavery. I think about slavery, and is it a different form of slavery? Is it like, okay, well, you're agreeing to it, and it's a cultural kind of thing? I don't know. Let's think about it. Let's address the situation. Is it a kind of a propaganda of slavery, like the black people are, the muscular people that are going to bash through and they're going to be the muscles things? I don't know. Let's think about it. But so we address that kind of situation, it's kind of like police brutality and the lack of understanding and consciousness. But a lot of players happen to be black, and they're making a lot of money from the whole situation, and they're receiving brain injuries. So I don't know. Is there a secret there? There is. So we've got that. We've got that out of the way. I'm not a big fan of football. I'm a big fan of strategy. I think it's a great sport, but I think we should remove humans from it. I think that we are in the technological advancement where I think that we can actually create robots to do this kind of work and have them do their thing, Westworld style. Just remember to erase the memory. They might get mad. But, you have that whole element and you start moving towards that aspect and actually looking at the body as a temple, as something that you really shouldn't damage. A lot of times we talk about, smoking is bad for you, eating greasy food and stuff like that. Well, what about irreparable brain injury that we culturally enforce on our kids? Now we're moving into the kids avenue, the avenue of how much would you pay to irreparably damage the brain of a child, and even more so, how much would you pay to see the undies of an underage girl? Those are the questions. Well, check your taxes, because that's how much depending on your taxes, what it's going to, who's going to, pennies, nickels, quarters, I don't know. The point is, a lot of us are paying for a form of child pedophilia, and we're paying for child injury in the form of high schools and junior high schools, whoever has a football thing that is being paid for by the government and the state in order to have children have brain injury and underage girls show us their panties. That is, we are part of that. And we think about the karma of all of that and the element and how we're addressing it, how we're changing and evolving and transforming and becoming a better people. So those are the questions. I personally would love it if high schools and schools all around the nation would start to transform and educate children in order to create robots, in order so that these robots can be out on the field and do their thing in various different degrees. Kind of like, remember those shows like Warbots or whatever? To the same degree, because we care about children. We care about the bodies of children. We care about the minds of children. We care about the futures of children. So we're not going to place girls in mini skirts and have them jump up and down so you can see their undies in order to get people excited. We're not going to do that because we are better people, right? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know in the comment section down below and we'll address your issues. I want to wish you all a wonderful, 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 wonderful eternity.